Hi guys, how's everybody doing? It's me, Trudy Lee, and I went and voted today, just like I said I would. We went and voted. My husband was like, I thought we're going to vote. I thought we're going to vote. I'm like, we're going to vote. Let me put on some makeup real quick. This man, he is very needy. He's been sick and he's been very needy, and it's not been a lot of fun. He still has a really bad cough. He's so sore. His ribs are so sore from coughing, but he does have medication that he's taking for cough, congestion, and antihistamine. So he's taking that syrup mixture, from the pharmacy, and it helps. It does help, but it takes a little while. It starts working after maybe 30, 45 minutes after he takes it. So he's still coughing. He's still coughing. So, we are really wanting to look at what's going to happen. Everybody's freaking out. They're being nervous. The polls are saying, that where's the blue wave? That the Republicans are going to win the House, and we're not sure about the Senate, and it's looking really shaky. And we're getting all this bad news, and people are just emailing me. They're freaking out. They're so worried. But you know what? The polls can be wrong. Let me tell you, they can be wrong. You can't go by the polls. We know that. How the hell did Trump win in 2016? So instead of looking at all the candidates that are up for re-election, or we can't. How could we go through every single one? So the one thing that we can look at is Nancy Pelosi. Let's take a look at Nancy Pelosi and see how she's going to fare, because that will tell the story, right? If Nancy Pelosi is going to return as Speaker of the House, then we don't have anything to worry about. So let's take a look at Nancy Pelosi. The first thing that I wanted to do was look at her numerology. That is very interesting. I like doing that. I've done that before in the past, but it's been a while since I've done it. Her birthday is March 26th, 1940. She's 82 years old, and she has a life path of number 7, right? And her personal year for this year, for 2022, is number 8. And for 2023 is number 9. So she's coming to the end. But when a life path of number 7 usually are problem solvers. These kind of people, they're doers. They like to get the job done. They like to just be very strategic. So that's good. And they do it with vision. You know what I mean? Vision and planning. And she is a very intelligent lady. And she can fit everything together perfectly. She really can. Um, you know, Even though she's a very intelligent lady, many times she's very misunderstood. The way that sometimes it looks like she's rambling when she's talking, but it's because she has so many ideas coming to her mind, and she's very intelligent that, people can misinterpret her. Princess Diana was a number 7 also. And 7 is a lucky number for the most part. And those that are governed by the numeral 7 are honest, truthful, more on the private side. Now I know Speaker Pelosi, she is in the public eye. You know what I mean? You can be in the public eye and still be a reserved person and a shy person. So there are a lot of things about her that she keeps private that we don't hear about at all. She is reserved in that respect of her, private life. I think that's what it is. And her reservation can sometimes be mistaken for being superficial or being shallow, but in reality, she's a very caring lady. She chooses her words very carefully to uplift people. And the GOP loves to dismantle her words of inspiration. They like to tear her apart. But she does have a strategy for the House, so don't underestimate her, you guys. If you get in the crosshairs with Nancy Pelosi, you better watch out. What else? Like I said, she's got so much going on in her mind. I mean, she's a very intelligent lady. She can do a bunch of things at one time, but she gets all this information, all these downloads, all this stuff going on in her mind so much that when it's all pouring in, she might come off as a little loony. Like she might talk about this thing and that thing and the other, because she wants to convey all the information that she's receiving. She just gets so much from spirit. And she's got to get it out, She has to, one way or the other. And when it comes to her, she just says it, That she's just she's really an honest lady. She gets a lot of help from the other side. She really does. So as for her personal year, she is in her 8th personal year in a 9-year cycle, okay? So she's in the process of completing her life's work. And that works out perfectly because, after all, she's 82 years old. And when you're in your 8th personal year, it's a time of harvest, okay? And her efforts will be rewarded. When we're in our 8th cycle, karma is at play. All the good deeds that you've done, everything that you've worked your life for, it's a culmination of everything. So that's what's happening right now, a culmination of her life's work. She will reap what she has sown. And Nancy Pelosi is responsible for her own actions, right? Her success... on all her success, okay? Her success will be reflected in this last year. Because number 8 is a very, very powerful number. So this is a time of expansion, power, fulfillment, and reward accomplishment. And it bodes very, very well for Nancy Pelosi. So this is good. It looks very, very good. In 2023, she'll be at the end of her 9-year cycle. That'll be the 9th year. And that's a year of transformation, right? And she'll be in her 83rd year of life. And, I feel like with her husband being attacked, this is really making her look at what years they have left. And, of course, everybody, they have to think of their family and, the happiness and what years they have left and what they want to do with those years. And I think that's where she's going to be this 9th year. She's going to be contemplating a change in her status. So she may be stepping down from Speaker of the House. She may decide that she's going to retire. It's going to be a really, really challenging decision for her to make. She has such a strong sense of justice, And like I said, this is a very difficult decision for her. But she can still be political and, have political influence and also retire. Now, giving up being a heartbeat away from the presidency is a lot to give up, and it's very hard. And I can see where she's going to be, it's going to be difficult for her. I can see how that would be, But also, her job is very stressful. It's been very stressful on her family. So that's another factor that she will have to consider in the year of 2023, and I'm sure she's probably already thinking about it now. It's going to be a very conflicting time for her, but I am sure that she is going to do what is best for her and her family. But that's very interesting that at her age and all the events that are coinciding with the end of this era for her, so it's kind of wrapping up in a nice little bow for her, I would say. But what we really want to know, will Nancy be the Speaker of the House after the midterm elections are over, will she continue to be Speaker of the House? Because, we definitely don't want to see Kevin McCarthy as Speaker of the House. That's for sure. I don't. Now, I've pulled a few cards also. I want to take a look at these. I pulled 5 cards so we can see what's going to be happening after the midterms. What's going to happen? So maybe we can figure out who's going to control the House, who's going to win. So the first card that I pulled is the Emperor card. The Emperor is the leader, right? The issue with Nancy Pelosi is that she needs to be able to remain in power, right? And she's been hard at work to do that, and everything is under her control. I think that's what this is leading up to. And she's feeling very confident because this is a very stable, confident person here. So I think she's feeling very good and very confident about her chances of keeping the House. She's feeling good about it. So if she's feeling good about it, I'm feeling good about it, y'all. 3 of Swords. So this doesn't look like a good feeling at all. I think this is about her husband getting attacked. Of course, who wouldn't feel horrible about this? This is just heart-wrenching. It really is. It's scary. It was hurtful to her whole family, not only her, and people that love them both, friends. This is a distraction, right? And some members of the GOP, they tried to make hay over it. It's really, really sad, but some people joked about it, and, it's not good. And the thing that was very hurtful to Nancy Pelosi is there are people, there are friends of hers that are Republicans that she has worked with for years and years and years, and they did not speak up for her or her husband. They didn't say anything, and that was very painful and very hurtful. And it's just, it's a continuing divisiveness of the Republican Party. You know what I mean? It's just hurtful. It really is. You don't expect people to act like this. And not only have some made jokes about it, but you remember Donald Jr., he tweeted out a picture of underwear and hammer saying that's his Halloween costume. I mean, these people are just, they're soul crushing. They really are. They're just soul crushing. They're very, very hurtful. And it's a little bit distracting when your heart is hurting so much. So I think that's just her husband getting attacked. The Hierophant is the next card. But unfortunately, the lesson here is that Nancy can no longer count on her old friends or rely on her old friends for support or even civility. And that's such a shame. Gone are the days when, you could be confident in your friends. And I really feel for Nancy for that. The next card is the World card. This is good. I'm glad this is popping up right here towards the end. This is a successful conclusion. Perfect. She has the world at her feet, right? She's harvesting all her life's work has achieved. Perfect. And it looks like all is well that ends well for Nancy Pelosi. So this really bodes very, very well for her, for the future, for keeping her speakership. Oh, that looks very, very good to me. The last card that I pulled is the Ace of Cups. So this is an opportunity to celebrate, and this is coming up in the future for Nancy Pelosi. So this is very good news. This is really a great card to end on. It's very positive and upbeat. It's a very positive omen that Nancy will begin a new journey and leave all this sadness behind. Okay? She will always be of service to others. She always has been, and she always will be. In some capacity or another, she will continue her life's work. She really will. She is never going to just stop. She never will. But it looks very, very good for her. And she will continue on her path as Speaker of the House. So I think that she'll keep her speakership. So I'm going to say that the Dems are going to pull it out. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say the Dems are going to pull it out. You know, there's so many people, believe me, there's so many women that I'm hearing on our neighborhood. Y'all know your little neighborhood app, and everybody's talking on your neighborhood app, and they say don't talk politics. Well, people are talking politics on our neighborhood app here, and somebody wrote, for the first time in my life, I am voting opposite of my husband. And a few other people chimed in too. Other ladies said they were voting opposite of their husband too. And then everybody was like, it's so good that we can be civil and disagree and still vote however we want to, and, you know, live together happily. And so I chimed in and said, if my husband did not support me and voting Democrat and support women and support me, we would not be friends. That's what I wrote. And I had a lot of people answer me, and I didn't read not one single answer back because I didn't care what they said, because they're all Republicans. Everybody that lives here in South Texas, they're all Republicans. So I didn't read nothing. I just put my 2 cents worth in. You know, your husband should be supporting you, ladies. He should be supporting you. All of you ladies that are voting Democrat, you twist that man's arm and you tell him, support me. You love me, you need to support me, right? Because women's rights are at stake, and it will just be chipped away more and more and more. Okay, so I was also going to do Chuck Schumer. It got late in the day. I had to go vote. My husband, like I said, he's just needy. So I'm going to do Chuck Schumer tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, before we get started doing anything, I'm going to go ahead and do the same way. I'm going to do a numerology on Chuck Schumer and see what his life path numbers are and where he's at in his 9-year cycle. So it's very interesting to see where people are at. And that kind of gives you a little bit of insight on what's going to happen with them. Okay? So we'll do that tomorrow. Okay, guys? Now, even though I've been really busy, I'm not too busy to do readings. So if you'd like to get a reading with me, just look down below. That's my email. Email me and we'll set up a reading. Okay? Also, I'm doing a lot of energy work, and I do a lot of healing work. If you have a loved one or if you need a healing, I'm happy to include you in a healing session. I never charge for that, okay? So if you have any loved ones, just know that even if you don't hear back from me, know that I have included them in a healing session, and my heart is going out to them. I usually do try to respond to everybody, but sometimes I'm not able to respond to all of them, but I do include everyone in the healing session, okay? Just to let you know, all right? Okay, guys, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. And if you haven't gone vote, go vote. I think this is the last day, right? And then we'll all, you know, whoever hasn't voted, you go vote on the 8th. We don't wait till the last minute, though, because you never know. Something could happen. You could get a flat tire. You know, somebody's sick. They can't leave. So go do it early while you can, right? We don't leave anything to chance. All right, guys, y'all take care. Do something kind for somebody. It'll always come back to you. Bye for now.